Hello, my name is Merrick Allum, and welcome to day 26 of the 60 and 60 challenge. Lots of sixes, just like day 6. It's a great time. 6 is a really good number, especially when you have 3 of them in rapid succession. Anyway, if you don't know what the 60 and 60 challenge is, essentially I am going to be writing a film script every single day for 60 days, as the title suggests. But you don't have to do film scripts. You can do whatever you want, whether that be trying 60 new video games every day. You try a new video game for 2 months, or buying a new CRT every day until you filled your entire house with them and your relationship with your wife and family is in shambles because of it, and you've filled up every single room in your house, and you've spent all of your money on CRTs, Sony Trinitrons, and also monitors that used to be used for broadcasting, and spent $1,500 on a single monitor. Anyway, that's beside the point. Whatever you want it to be is what it should be, because for me, 60 film scripts, short film scripts that is what is most helpful. For you, that is going to be different, because you might not be into film as much as I am, and you might not be wanting to pursue it as a career. But you see, I am, so that's why I have it as film scripts for me. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into things. So today, what was our prompt? What exactly do we have for me as inspiration for writing? Because if you don't know, I have different prompts for every single day of the calendar. I have a huge calendar that is mapping out this whole thing, that is telling me what to write on what days so I don't get creatively burnt out. And even though I have different things for each day. So, what was today's? Today's was something new, a little switch up that we haven't done before, actually. It's a great time. We gotta keep things frosty. We gotta keep things frosty. Jesus Christ! Someone's in a hurry! So our new prompt on day 26, almost halfway through the challenge, is probably a one-off thing, but it's a good thing. I wanted to participate in a writing prompt on Reddit on r/writingprompts. It's a great tool for writers. If you're looking for inspiration, it's literally people just posting things that are, hey, this is a writing prompt, write about that. It's a good time. If you haven't checked it out, I think it's definitely one of the best parts of Reddit. For me personally, I love checking out the stories that other people have written, and I rarely contribute, but I do from time to time, and I think that it always is beneficial. So instead of doing necessarily a script, I did something that could be very easily adapted into a script today. And also, another thing, a little modifier on top of that is today is another day that is supposed to be within our means, which means, I got really wordy really fast, but essentially, within my means that I can't go outside of my means. It's the busiest time of the day. Apparently, people just keep walking in, and I'm gonna run. Basically, it means that if I were to need to film this tomorrow, I would be able to do it. If I could find some actors and the time, and it wasn't nighttime when I filmed these videos. If I had that, I would be able to film it tomorrow. So within our means, it's a great time. And a writing prompt, generally those are pretty highfalutin, pretty high concept ideas, stuff that is not really accessible for the within our means section. That would more fit in the style of those grand stories that I was talking about, yesterday or tomorrow. That's what we'll be trying to write in the vein of, is stuff that I wouldn't be able to film right now. So how do we do it? Well, first of all, I needed to pick a prompt that actually made sense for this. So your mileage may vary, but I was able to find one that, well, I wasn't really keeping in mind the fact that I needed to be within my means, turned out to be pretty good for this type of thing. So our prompt that I ended up choosing, and you can go on r/writingprompts and read this right now if you want. I'll put a link in the description. Was for this. You were fine with sleeping in the day, drinking blood, and subsisting off of human cattle, but no one told you about the absolute worst part of being a vampire. So, essentially, I'm just supposed to go from there, right? So, I took that idea, I ran with it. My girlfriend, who is in the background right now, came up with a really good concept of, to them, the worst part about being a vampire is not all these horrible things that they have to do and just all the weight of needing to go out in the sun. They're a night owl anyway, it's fine. The worst thing for them is the fact that they can't see themselves in mirrors or pictures. So they just look constantly disheveled and horrible all the time, which I thought was a pretty fun concept. It's a great idea, so I decided to write on that. And so it is a little bit short compared to most of our other things and for our guidelines, all things considered. So these shorts, trying to aim around 5 to 10 minutes for these, right? But this one only falls at around 4, which is not necessarily a good thing, but it's also not necessarily a bad thing, because that is only the written story-like version of this script. This is not a screenplay-style version of this script, right? So it's very condensed text. The way that it's written is completely different voice from how you'd write screenplays, like totally different. But translating it to screen, it could be a little bit longer, maybe even a little bit shorter. Who knows? You know, that's not my prerogative. And also, again, these are first drafts. I mentioned this yesterday, but these are first drafts, so they're subject to a lot of change. But I think it turned out pretty well. How though would I keep something like that within my means? Well, essentially, this guy is a vampire, but he's only been a vampire for 20 years, and it takes place in modern day, not like medieval times, so things aren't, you know, we wouldn't have to go out and buy a castle or realistic historical garb, right? We just have to find some people that are willing to act in it and paint someone slightly paler than a normal person. So it's good. It's good stuff. You know, it's not too hard to film. We just need a restaurant setting for a little bit. After they probably would spend the first 30 seconds of narration looking at themselves in a mirror, talking about why this is such a big problem for them. And essentially they just go to a restaurant with some friends, and problems arise from there, from the fact that they are extremely disheveled. All right. I think that just about does it for us today. Tune in tomorrow when I have another amazing prompt. Tomorrow's prompt is to write a script without any people. Pretty cool stuff, huh? It's super, I don't know how I'm going to pull that off, but it'll be fine. I'll figure that out tomorrow. That's a problem for future me to solve, not current me. All right, see you later.